Hi, I'm Bruce Blitz, and welcome to Cartooning with Blitz. So excited about this. We've got this giant crowd of people out there, and we're waiting for the arrival of Hero Guy, and he's due here any minute. I don't know what's keeping him, but there he is. Whew, pretty exciting stuff. Now, actually, I created Hero Guy, and that's what we'll be doing today, comic book heroes. And I'll show you how to create your own comic book. And for our feature of the day, my cartooning invention, the Wheel of Features. And it's a great way to get tons and tons of faces by spinning the wheel, so stay tuned for that. And for our doodle trick portion today, alphabet tunes. Finished cartoons from letters in the alphabet. So if you're ready, let's fly over to the drawing board and get started. Boy, that was pretty exciting, I'll tell you. Now I'll show you how I created Hero Guy. And it starts with 4 heads tall. So I'm going to make a line up there and a line right down there, and then I'm going to divide it right in the middle. Then I'll divide those up again, and we've got 4 equal parts. Now I'm going to start with some shapes. First a circle for the head, a neck, and a triangle shape for his torso. Now they don't fall right on those lines that we've made. However, the whole thing has to equal 4 equal parts, just like that. Those will be the legs and some shapes for his feet. All right, now that's his basic body. Now we'll put his arms in. Let's see, for his position we'll have his hand on his hip. And over here, let's have him waving at us. Hero Guy. All right, now, right here we're going to create his face. Now, I like to create his face on a circle because it's easy to turn in all different kinds of directions. I'm going to divide it up just like this and put his nose in and a big smile and cheeks and his eyes. I'll make a big line like this and some eyes and eyebrows. Now, what you want to do is you always want to be thinking of an outstanding feature for your character. In this case, I've got his great head of hair there. And a lot of gags can be built around that kind of feature. And that's the sort of thing you want to do. You want to give your character some sort of distinct personality, whether it's a physical feature or a personality feature, like his special powers, and we'll talk about that. Now over here I'm going to put in gloves, because I've decided that this character should have gloves. And over here, this is his other arm, so we're thickening up those sticks a little bit. Let's see, we'll put his thumb out here and put some fingers on a circle, and that'll be his gloves over there. Okay, now this part here I'm going to divide up just like that, and that'll be his belt. And this is the V part is his trunks of his superhero outfit. And there's his knees, and over here let's give him boots. All superheroes have to have boots. Now I'm going to go and change to marker and ink this character in. Right here. Now watch this. Always the same. 1, 2, 3. And some detail. And I say that because I always want to draw it the same way. And in a moment I'm going to show you something to help you with that. Now your superhero, you have to decide what kind of powers and where your character got the powers. Now that's important. Maybe it was a cosmic ray. Who knows? That's up to you. That's the fun part. And why he or she likes to fight crime. What happened in their lives to make them want to turn to be crime fighters. The ears, and I'm going to define that chin line a little bit. And I like to keep the mouth down low. Now the neck. And right here, like a button for his cape. Hero Guy. I like to say his chin may be weak, but so are his muscles. After all, this is the comical kind of hero, not the realistic kind. And here's his gloves. And his fist. His fingers are going back like that. All right, now for his emblem. Well, HG. In a circle. Takes care of that. And we can give him a belt. We can give him like a squarish belt. And this V here for his trunks. Now up here we're going to define this shape a little bit. And again, the pencil stage is not carved in stone. It's pencil, and you can change it a little bit. It's just a guide. Now over here is his glove and his fingers and his thumb going out this way. Yeah. All right, now for his legs. Well, taper him down to the knees. Give him funny cartoon knees. And here's his calves. And for his boots. You know, your character doesn't have to be a man or a woman. It can be a creature. It can be a robot. It can be an android, someone from outer space. It's up to you. Now for his cape. All right, that's coming back here, and I guess we'll make it to about here. And capes are fun to draw with all these wrinkles. I'll draw it like this, watch. These two sides are folded in, and the back is like that. You can make this dark. Of course, it's in the shadow, and it gives a little contrast to the character in the foreground. Now we're going to color him in. And first, I'm going to use my kneaded rubber eraser, which is like a piece of dough or clay. You can use a pink eraser. That's up to you. All right. Erase over the whole entire drawing, and we've created Hero Guy waving at us. He's a great character. And I'll use my color sticks, color him in. I think I'll pick a yellow costume. Again, that's also your choice. But whatever you select, you should keep consistent. Always use that same color combination. And how about a little red for his cape? And his gloves. And his, back here, that's his cape too. His trunks. And his boots. What a crime fighter, I'm telling you. Now, the fun part. I decided to use bright red hair. And we'll finish up his face. Now, after the character is drawn, and I think he came out pretty good, choose a little bit of blue for some cartoon effects and accessories, like he's a superhero. There he is, Hero Guy. Now I'd like to show you something called a model sheet. Now, a model sheet is used in animation companies a lot, and what it is, it's a reference sheet of the character that you've created, because many artists work on the same project, and the character can't change. It must always look consistent. Now, if you take a look at this, we've got some notes on it. It's got 4 heads tall, so anybody drawing him would know how to construct him. And over here, we've got a punching pose. And down here, he's in different facial expressions, so, you know, we get a better sense of what he looks like and what he does. Now, this is a frame of reference, so we'll tape it down, make your own model sheet, and keep it in your studio. Now, let's do that punching pose. Now, because we have the model sheet, we can refer to that. Now, you can make model sheets with all sorts of poses. That's up to you. Okay, now this is his torso. Let's leave a little space for his neck, like before. And his arm's going out this way, and a circle for his fist. Now, this other arm is up here, and that circle's for his other fist. All right, now he's leaning forward, stepping into a punch. A good punching pose is always needed for defeating the bad guy. And that shape is for his foot. And his other one, well, it's kind of balancing the character a little bit, so it's this way and meeting where this heel does. So it's planted on the ground. All right, now he's in a 3/4 view, so we think of this as a balloon or an egg, and we wrap guidelines around. Now, see, he's looking 3/4 view. He's not looking sideways, he's not looking directly at us. His nose will be right there, and there's his eyes. And now let's go back and ink the character in. And I'll start with his nose again. I think I'll make that a little lower than I drew it in pencil. And a big smile. Now his expression is going to be one of determination. So we give him eyebrows down. And here's his ear, and I have his ear designed where it's equal with his nose, kind of like on the same level. Now let's define that shape, and again, it's circular, so make it round. And right where it meets the chin, I'm going to make a little shadow because it's hanging over the chin and it would create a little shadow. Now for that hair. Big pompadour, a couple of wavy bumps back here, and some lines here. And let's define that shape, and some stubble, and some freckles. All right, now that button for his cape. And now for the punch. Okay, right here we're going to thicken up that stick and put in his fist. Now that's his glove, and here's the punch. Some knuckles, and come back over this shape here and come down to that point. See, he's easy to draw, because once you draw that point, you just have to make a belt. All right, now you don't see his whole emblem. It's kind of tucked in underneath the arm, but you can draw what you can. And you can even add a little shadow there where it crosses his body. Adds a little depth, a little bit of interest. Over here, same thing. We're going to define that shape, that line, come back up, stop, because we have to put his glove in. Let's see, now this hand up here is in a fist. So we see his thumb, and his fingers are back towards us. Round it out, and there's his palm. All right, now for this foot. Now watch this. Straight down here to his knee, and now for those fancy boots. All right, now this leg over here is supporting his whole body now. And there's Hero Guy punching. Now we have to put the cape in. Now, as I said, you can have a little fun with the cape, have it flare out like this, and get it out of the way of the punch. All right, now ready for a cartoon effect and accessory. A couple swirls, like 1, 2, whoosh, like he just wound up. And here's the sound effect. Pow! And we'll erase this and add some color. Now, when you create a story, it's important to serve it like you're serving a meal. And I'll show you that in a moment. All right, there's Hero Guy. Let's add a little color. All right. Now, when I say serve it like a meal, you want to think of it in courses and set it up so it's exciting for the person reading it. The first course is the start, and that establishes what's going on in the story. And after that, you've got the middle. And the middle is when things are heating up a little bit, and the character who's the bad guy and Hero Guy are starting to mix it up a little bit. Then you've got the peak, where they're having their big fight, and then you've got the end, the resolve, where everything returns to normal. And here's a swirl here. And that's why I say it's like a meal, because it's got to be tantalizing and enjoyable. I'll show you that right now. Now here's a rough that I've created from a story, and it's 8.5 by 11. This is a rough. It's just a pencil stage of a real rough idea of what I had for this. Now here's the title page which says Hero Guy in Good Wins Again. Now he's flying around in his brand new sports cruiser spaceship, and he's looking down at this planet Zilk, and he says, uh-oh, looks like trouble. And on the next panel you see the bad guy, which is labeled Bad Habits, and he's attacking little Bill and Sarah, and they're yelling, help. And over here, Hero Guy is on the scene thinking, he's not so tough, and he's roaring at him. And over here they fight, and there's sock and punch, ow, bang, all that's happening. And down here, he wins, of course, and he's tying up Bad Habits. And in the last panel, this is the resolve, as I said. Little Bill and Sarah are thanking him. He's saying, thanks, Hero Guy. And little Sarah saying, I wonder if he's married. And on the bottom, we even have a wrap-up that says, good is better than evil because it's nicer. Makes perfect sense to me. All right, now that's the rough. Now I'm going to show you how I work. Now, that was the size that it usually ends up as a comic book, but this is the size that most cartoonists work, but that's purely a personal choice, but it is larger, so you can get more detail in it. And I have a couple of panels not filled in, but I figure we do this one right here. If we have time, we'll do the other one, but that's the fight scene, and that's a lot of fun to do. So, let's get started, and first it's time for the gag sketch of the day. And today it's a pun. It's a body part. Okay, can you tell me what that is? That's right. Kidney. Here's the kid, there's the knee. All right, let's get started and let's ink this down. Let's take off the picture of Hero Guy. And I'm going to use a marker for this. You can use a dip pen. That, like the size, is purely a personal choice. Now, write this panel here. This is a fight scene. This is a funny fight scene. I always like this kind of thing. I saw this when I was growing up, and Beetle Bailey had a lot of scenes like this, where it just looks like a lot of action. You've got sound effects, cartoon effects, and accessories, body parts flying around. You see a fist coming out, eyes, words. That's part of cartoon effects and accessories. Sometimes you have sound effects. Sometimes it's a star like this. Now, I'm using a marker here with a flexible point, but it's a small tip, so I can get into some hard-to-reach places. And with a little bit of hand pressure, I can get some thick and thin lines. And that's the sort of thing you want to do in your cartoons, because you want to have some personality to the line. Like I'll show you on this part right here. See the balloon? See, I got a thick and thin line there. And that just makes it a lot more interesting to look at. Now, a dip pen gives you that kind of line as well. But dip pens are a little bit tricky to learn how to do. Sometimes you can get a blob right in the middle of your page there if it leaks out of the pen. But the good news is your work will be more permanent. You get a very professional line, which is something you want. But markers, the good news is with markers is that you can just keep going, and you don't have to stop and keep reloading with ink. You know, with all art supplies, though, I suggest you go to an art store and experiment as to which one you like best, whether it's a marker, certain kind of paper surfaces, pen, ink. That's up to you, just like your cartooning style is. Let's put some eyes up here, some eyes and a nose over here. This expression is angry. This one's like he just got hit maybe. Let's finish up the balloons and some perspiration coming out of these eyes, maybe a star over here. And who knows, maybe one day we'll pick up a comic book and see your work in there. Wouldn't that be fun? Okay, next thing you do is take a kneaded eraser like we did before and erase it. And of course, pen lines stay and the pencil lines go away. So create your own comic book hero, villains, supporting cast of characters, and make your own comic book. Bye, Hero Guy. We'll never forget you. Now stay tuned for the feature of the day. For today's feature, we're going to spin the wheel of features, and we never know what kind of wacky face we're going to come up with. We've got facial outlines, we've got eyes, nose, and mouths, and whatever comes in this area, that's the face we're going to draw. All right, well, we've got nose, eyes, and a gray one. Okay, we'll put all these elements together and see what kind of wacky face we can come up with. All right, start with the facial outline. And we've got a fellow with some funny hair coming out the side. First his ears, there's his head, and here's his chin, and he's got a bow tie. All right, now for the funny hair. Look at that, some squiggly lines, let your marker do the work for you. And up top, same thing. All right, now for the features. Well, look at those eyes, I love those eyes. Two ovals, and one eye is way up top, and one eye is way down the bottom. All right, and the eyebrows, well, they're a little bit different too, aren't they? And that's what changes everything. Little things like the eyebrows. Now let me see his nose, and he's got a little mustache. All right, now for his mouth. Well, looks like he's speaking. And there's his tongue. There he is. He looks great. Let's try another one. Facial outlines, eyes, nose, mouth. Let's see what we get. Oh, we got a smile, we know that much. And let's see. We got a squarish nose, we got some eyes, we got a fellow with a crew cut. Start with the facial outline. Here's the ears. And now for that crew cut. All right, some stubbles. And a facial outline. Kind of round. Now for the eyes. All right, well, I call this the cut apple eyes. Because if you took an apple and you sliced it down the side like this, you'd have the two seeds and the shape of the apple. That looks a little bit like that. And you add some eyebrows, and you got a great set of eyes for a cartoon. Squarish nose with some nostrils, and a big smile. He looks a little sinister. See, when you mix these features, you get all different kinds of facial expressions. And facial expressions are what make your characters appear to think. Because every character just can't be straight ahead smiling at you. And there he is. Now, you may not have a wheel of features at home, but you can still experiment with different facial outlines and all the features. Now stay tuned for Cartoon Doodle Tricks. Welcome to Cartoon Doodle Tricks, and welcome to my friends. Hi, guys.
Hi.
All right, now I'm going to draw from 3 letters. Now watch this. L, F, and I'll draw an N over here. Now, Amy, it's not the whole word, but if you say these letters a couple times, you get the whole word. Try it.
Elephant. Elephant.
Elephant, that's right. So, from these letters, we're going to draw an elephant. We'll connect this, and over here, and put some eyes in. And eyebrows. And well, this part here will turn into his trunk. Come back. Give him a big smile. And let's see, we'll define his face. And this part will become his ears. Some funny hairs up top. There it is. An elephant. Pretty cool, huh?
Yeah.
All right, let's do another one. Now, I'm going to use script. I'm going to write the letter L. And L is for, well, I won't tell you. You'll watch. That'll be a beak. And that'll be an eye. And we'll make it a lovely bird. And some wings. And some lines over here. And this will be the feet. And I'll put in some color. So go through the alphabet. Write the letter. And see what kind of sketch you can come up with. And the good thing is, most of the drawing is already done simply by writing that letter, isn't it? Like most of the bird was drawn just by writing the letter L. And there it is. And that's all the time we have for today, and I hope you've enjoyed it at home, and I hope my friends did in the studio. Now, for our tip of the day, you can draw, I have no doubt, but you'll have to try if you want to find out. She said, I drew this, because she tried. I'm Brusa Blica saying thanks for being with me, and help me out, guys.
Keep on cartooning!
Just like that.